All right, told you earlier that I didn't know what this word means. First time seeing it actually. Smishing. Smishing is an emerging and growing threat in the world of online security. So here to explain, whew, here to explain what it is and how you can guard your sensitive information from scammers is Dale Nicholson, Manager of Special Investigations in the Fraud Prevention Unit at NCB. Morning, my friend. Welcome to Smile Jamaica. How are you?
I'm good. Morning. Thanks for having me. And morning to your listeners as well.
Yeah, man, it's our pleasure to have you. So I've heard of phishing, but I've never heard of smishing and vishing, which are the words I'm seeing this morning. So let's talk about smishing. What is that?
So, simply put, Neville, smishing is a form of social engineering, just like phishing and vishing. And smishing is the use or fraudulent use of sending customers SMS messages or text messages purporting to be coming from an official source. So in this instance, they'll send SMS messages to banking customer, NCB customers, inducing these customers to take urgent actions. For example, clicking on a link, they'll tell them that your account is locked, and in order to gain access to your account, you need to click on this link and reset your password, and they will ask you to enter sensitive information in order to gain access. But all this is under the disguise of social engineering.
How would I know that it's not coming officially from my bank?
Okay, so in all instances of phishing, smishing, spoofing takes place. So the website, the URL that these fraudsters will ask you to click on the link and it will take you to is not the official source of the financial institution, or in this case, NCB. So if you receive a smishing text message and you click on the link and you check the URL or the domain name is not registered to NCB, because the domain www.jncb.com is registered to NCB and no one else can create any website using that form. So if you check the URL closely, you will realize that something is off. So they will either have www.jns.com or www.jncb.com. So they'll put something in there. Very difficult for unsuspecting customer to identify. But one of the critical things in order to know or identify smishing is that financial institution, us at NCB, will not send you any emails or text messages asking you to click on any link in order to gain access to your banking information. So we have a no-click policy at NCB. Another red flag that customers should look out for, Neville, is that smishing and phishing, there's always a sense of urgency. The fraudsters always send them an email or an SMS message and they ask you to take certain action now. Your account is locked, your password is about to expire. In order to regain access, you need to click on the link now in order to gain access. So there's always a sense of urgency to act.
Okay, tell me again, Dane, what's the official URL from NCB now?
www.jncb.com.
jncb.com.
cb.com.
So
yes.
anything else I say, don't go there.
No. And critically as well. So if customers aren't able to remember or know what their official URL is, know that we at NCB will never send our customers any email or SMS messages asking them to click on any link. So once you receive an email or SMS message with any of those indicators telling you to click on any link, that's a red flag immediately to know that this is either phishing or smishing.
Yeah, I suspect no one would ask me for, say, my password, say for my credit card or anything like that. So say I get caught in that. Say somebody send me something and say, boy, I click on this, and I give them information like which bank or which branch I bank at. How would they then still be able to scam me?
Yeah, so these spoof site that they're sending you on, so they'll ask you for enough information to either create an internet banking profile for you, or they will ask you to provide the username, password, and then ask you to reset it, just to under the disguise to say that the password is locked. But once you enter your username, password, these spoof site that these guys set up, it captures the information and store it, and they'll send it to them, and then that information is what they'll use now to proceed to go on our official website, log in, change your password. If you don't have a token, they will download a soft token for you. So it's very important as well for customers to get the RSA tokens and add them to their profile, because even if you fall victim to these phishing and smishing attack, if you have an RSA token attached to your profile, they will not have sufficient information to proceed. Even if they log into your profile, all they can do is view to say, oh, Neville has $1 billion in the account, he's very rich, but they cannot transfer or add a beneficiary to take any action on your account once you have an RSA token attached to your profile.
Yeah. Then, you know, somebody just turned on the TV a while ago and hear you say, never have $1 billion in my account. You know that? Just turn on and then just say, well, I saw the ball stay. Eh? How often does this happen? And in recent times, I suspect we're talking about it now because this has been going on, but how often can you tell your customers been scammed because of this?
Yes, so in recent weeks, especially over the last 3 weeks or a month or so, we have seen a significant increase in the number of smishing attempts to defraud banking customers. Persons are fallen victim and have lost significant amount of money. We in the past, we were familiar with phishing and vishing. And vishing is when persons call purporting to be calling from a financial institution and they lure the customer into providing certain sensitive information. But smishing is on the rise now because the country is now increasing its digital footprint and we're making that shift from manual to digital. So fraudsters will now seek to exploit all the social engineering techniques out there in order to deceive customers or anyone on a whole in order to fall victim to those types of cyber attacks.
All right, final question. And then our producer usually gives us great information so we could help ourselves when we're doing interviews. And some of the information I've never heard or seen in my life. And this last one I'm going to ask you about, if we might change lanes just a bit. I'm seeing here Instagram load of fraud. You know anything about that? What is that?
Yes.
What is that?
So what we have seen in recent times is a significant increase in the number of fictitious Instagram accounts, and they normally refer to themselves as loader pages. So what these fraudsters are doing, or cyber criminals, is creating these loader pages under the disguise, telling persons that they have a link in NCB who can load their account with funds, and their link will erase the audit trail. No one will know, and they will split the proceeds up based on our investigation, sometimes 60-40, 10-90, 20-80, depending on how generous the fraudsters are. But what these guys are doing, Neville, is asking the customers to divulge their sensitive information, their username, their password over Instagram. Then they proceed to take out a digital loan that we have, the fast cash loan. These loans range from $100,000 to $300,000. Then they'll take out the loan on the customer account, tell the customers now to come to the bank to report fraud, that their account has been compromised and they know nothing about it, or they tell them to come and say that their card and PIN has been lost or stolen, or their phone with their mobile app was lost and it had their username and password stored in them. So what we want to advise the customers is that NCB is not associated with these loader page. They don't have any link with inside NCB that can assist them. All they're doing is asking you for your sensitive information, taking out these digital loans and leave the customers with the bags. Several customers have fallen victim, and I would not necessarily say fall victim level. Several customers have colluded because there are several red flags out there. If they tell you that they have a link in NCB that can provide them with funds immediately, you know that something is wrong. Right. So these customers are colluding with them.
I did say final question. My card was scammed recently. Someone used it for to buy something with an overseas company. I actually called the overseas company, and they told me that they know who did it, but they can't tell me. Could you figure out who is doing all of this? Can you? Have you?
Yes, so what we will do in instances like those, so that it appears as if your card was compromised on an e-commerce platform. So there's a process that we use in banking, which refer to as chargeback. And all that process does, Devil, is provide financial institutions and merchants right around the world to communicate and share certain sensitive information. So for example, your card was compromised at ABC store in New York. I in NCB, we could send and ask that merchant to provide us with certain critical information, the name of the purchaser, the address, IP address, shipping address, mailing address, cell number, all of those critical information that would be able to assist the investigation into identifying who the perpetrator is.
How successful have you guys been at doing that, of finding these scammers?
Well, we have several fraudsters have been arrested in recent times and over the years, and we have put also several measures in place to ensure that customers can assist themselves and minimize losses. So one of the things, Neville, I'd encourage the customers to do is to ensure that we at NCB, we have your most up-to-date information. So your cell number, email, ensure that the bank has your most up-to-date so that you can benefit from transactions alert. Or you can go on JNCB, manage my card and restrict the card as lost or stolen once you get these alerts.
Excellently explained. Good to see you. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, our pleasure. Dan Nicholson, he's the manager of special investigations in the fraud prevention unit at NCB. More on Smile when we come back. Stay with us, please.